Hey, my name's Morgan Wiggs, and this is my final project for Education Class 2130. My final project is based off of a timeline. Um, I've always thought timelines are really interesting, and I wanted to make it a very creative timeline instead of just your typical line with dates marked on it. So what I did was I printed out calendar months of the year or the semester, and then I put all the elements that we learned this semester with each module on each month that we learned them in, give or take a little bit. Starting with becoming an expert. And I have expert teachers, knowledge is power, can problem solve, understand her student, take each and one of these elements to become an expert teacher, finds patterns in her works to develop a flow in class, has classroom management, cognitive development, and that's one of the elements, personal, gender, social, and moral developments, individual differences, exceptional children, behavioral approaches to learning, standardized testing, and motivating students. And these are all some of the things that I'll be speaking of in my project. So I have also, then we did our autobiography. There's a picture of myself and my son. We did our philosophy of education. We worked on distinguishing topics, finding patterns, descriptive research, and experimental research. The second is cognitive development. We have Piaget, which he works with he has the three or so developmental schemes, sensomotor, preoperational, concrete operational, and formal operational. And he has with the schemas, adaptation, stages, and these are the stages of development. And there's also Lev Vygotsky, and he worked with the social development theory as well. Second, I have gender, personal, and moral social development. Right here it has personality development. There's rank order stability, mean level stability, and personal coherence. And that works with Kohlberg stages. These are, if you want to zoom in, these are some of his stages. And then I have kind of a creative version of his stages right there. Moving on, I have individual differences. This works with learning styles. There's visual, auditory, kinetics, yes. And then right here I have it kind of breaks it down in this graph. If you're visual, there's drawing, drama, talk, auditory, the voice talk, hearing text or something in the classroom might bother a student. A visual learner, that might not bother them so much. And you can use these styles to learn and encourage creativity. Next, we have exceptional children. And I thought a really good, quick definition of that, solid definition, is any child that differs from the norm, either falling below or either falling above the average, and to such an extent that they require individualized programs of special education so they can thrive and benefit from education. With this, you have the CEC, and that's just a department that helps have like equal rights for these children so they have the opportunities to learn. Moving on, we have classroom management. Classroom management includes aesthetics, how your classroom looks to the children, their learning environment. And classroom management, also you need effective communication to manage your students, and that might be special needs students or just behavior, bad behavior, how you're going to handle that. You can't always throw it to the administrator. As a teacher, you have to gain respect of your students so they will obey you and look forward to your class, and having an interesting classroom, changing around seating order, making the environment comfortable to learning will help with classroom management, and in the beginning establishing your rules and your boundaries with your students, so they will listen to you from the beginning. So next we have behavioral approaches to learning, and this has Karnofsky's operant conditioning, and then Ivan Pavlov, which is probably one of the most famous, his classical conditioning, and that has to do with the dog drooling when he heard the chime of a bell. And before conditioning, if he heard the bell, it would mean nothing to him. And after working with him, every time he heard the bell, he received food. He became conditioned. So when he heard the sound of the bell, he would drool, knowing that he was going to get food, even if they rang the bell and there was no food there. And then we also read Kahn's Approaches to Discipline and Learning, Alfie Kahn. It was a very interesting article. Next, we have standardized testing. We got to write a great paper on this about cheating and the scandal that happened in Georgia with the standardized testing. No Child Left Behind. Clinton originally started this, but George W. Bush was the one who signed it into order. Questions we worked with is, does it really work? Children preparedness, are they prepared for these tests, and how does it make them feel? Are they so stressed out that it's ineffective because they just can't handle the stress of taking these standardized testing? And if you're looking back at some of the other elements of this individual differences, exceptional children, you realize that not all students are the same and they don't take the learning the same, so standardized testing really would be ineffective in my opinion. Teachers teach to perform well on these tests and get high grades on these tests, so they're not necessarily teaching for what the student really needs or bending to what students' needs may be. Teachers are under great pressure of fear of losing their jobs, so I really think it's ineffective in my opinion. Lastly, and then we have spring break over here, and those are actually real flowers from my garden. We have, lastly, is motivating students, and let me get a better grip on this. So this was a really fun module. A question, does motivation stem only on the inside, or does the environment and other stimuli motivate students? We motivate others and we are motivated. So if I'm a motivated teacher and I'm into what I'm doing and I come into the classroom every day with a good energy, I don't bring any of the outside world problems with me, and I come into the classroom loving what I do and having a passion for it, the students are going to have a passion for what they do. I've witnessed classrooms where it took the teacher, this goes back to classroom management, he probably didn't have the best classroom management because he took the first 30 minutes of class trying to get his kids to stop talking and goofing off. So those students were very motivated to learn. And I think we also learned, one of my favorite things I've learned in college is locus of control. There's the internal, which is I control my destiny. If I work hard, I will achieve my dreams. Or there's external, they control my destiny. And I recently saw a quote about a lion and a gazelle. And, you know, each morning the gazelle wakes up and knows that it's going to have to run its fastest and try its hardest to escape the lion's grasp. And if it doesn't, it will die. And the lion wakes up each morning knowing that it's going to have to run faster than the gazelle, because if it doesn't, it will starve to death. And I thought that quote really meant a lot to me. And things in life don't always go the way you want them to, but as long as you keep trying and pick yourself back up again, you can succeed and achieve your dreams. So that's what this project means to me. Hard work, creativity, fun, and enjoying what you do in life means a lot. Thank you for your time. And that's it.